It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. I am Noelle Winters Herzog. Unfortunately, Tracey will not be here today, but we have a very special guest, friend of the podcast, and the host of The Thing Is, Shannon Lee.
That's me. I feel like I'd be you this episode.
This is so exciting. Yeah, I always say that. I say, that's me.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you because the last few times you've been on, I haven't been here.
I know. I heard you were fired several times.
I'm always fired. And it's like, here's the thing. I didn't fire Tracey, guys. She's just sick. As much as I want to say I fired her, I don't have that type of power. But, so this is episode 152 we're recording. And when is this? This is before the 90 days, episode 2, right?
Yes.
This is terrible. These people are garbage.
It's particularly bad this season. It's like a lot of Stevens, I feel like.
But that's the thing. I feel like now they're purposely looking for them. You know, like before it was more natural.
I think so too. I think that they are just like grasping at straws to get people to agree to be on the show. So they're just like selecting the dredges of society because that's all that's willing to do it anymore.
It's so true. It's like every time I watch, it's like I think they started with Caesar and now it's just kind of like everybody is getting like trashier and trashier. And we haven't even met everyone yet.
I know there's some good ones still coming. I'm excited.
I think that there's going to be like another Caesar because we don't like see him. Like we haven't really seen him much. I just know he gets stood up at the airport at some point. I don't really know anything about him.
I have some stuff to say about him, by the way. But
I
think
this is so exciting.
Yes, but I think isn't the only couple missing like that large lady and the Asian guy?
Right. But then they showed this other guy, this like white guy. And I think he's going to meet maybe a girl in Brazil and she doesn't come to the airport. Like I only saw him on like the trailer. I haven't seen him in any of the coming attractions yet. So I feel like his story is probably going to be really short.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I thought you were talking about Mike.
Oh God, Mike. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about him. I was very disturbed by him. So we are going to start off with Gino.
Gino,
he was another one. Every time, as soon as he comes on the screen, I like giggle. I'm like, what is with this guy?
Is your giggle like his crazy maniacal laugh though?
That's what creeps me out. And what creeps me out more is like Jasmine, I think like likes him kind of.
It does appear that way. Also, I know you guys already talked about his whole thing with the hat to like cover his baldness. And I don't know if they're doing it more this episode, or if I didn't realize it before. I don't know if you remember the movie Mars Attacks.
Vaguely.
So they were like aliens with these gigantic heads. And it's like, because he wears the hat, but he doesn't wear it fitted the right way. And so it just shows like his gigantic skull. It's not doing him any favors.
It doesn't look good. You know, when I look at this guy, I'm like, I wonder while they have sex, if he's going to keep it on. That's all I think about.
I think she's going to take it off him at some point.
I was reading on Reddit. I don't know if this is true or not. I guess we'll find out that he actually wears it because he had like brain surgery and has like a flat part of his head. I don't know if this is true. Reddit is not very reliable.
I hope so. And I hope we get to see it.
Me too. Like I need to see this. So he's at the airport leaving for Panama. He's got a hot pic of her. He's been divorced for 7 years now, known Jasmine for 9 months, and they're already talking about growing old together and having children.
Of course.
That's nice.
I love that when she's explaining what she likes about him, she says he's a very smart person. And I would hate to know the company that she kept before meeting him but I think it's because his job title is engineer. So like in whatever field that is, like she's like, oh, he must be smart then.
He must be smart. He must have money, which I don't even know if she's looking for money either. I don't know.
Well, that's true because like of her kids, she doesn't even have them.
Okay, but that's like a red flag.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. Am I jumping ahead? Or
no, it's okay. It's like we haven't gotten to that yet, but like whatever. Tracey's not here to yell at us. To me, that's a red flag. There have been so many people on the show who haven't had custody of their kids who are just like turned out to be wackos, like Larissa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she didn't have her kids.
Right. And especially her being like, the woman, which, technically the mom will get custody unless she's the worst. And then so she said, I don't know how old the older son is, but he obviously chose to not be in her custody because he's
Right.
older. And then the younger one, she didn't really specify it, but she's like, he's younger, he's sick. And so I sent him to live with his grandma.
Right. In the countryside.
Yeah.
So it's like,
is
what?
healthcare better on the countryside?
That's what I don't understand. And it's like she acts like, oh, it affects her so much, but I don't know. I can't judge. If it was me though, I'd be at the countryside with my kid, I think. I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's she's obviously a crazy pants.
I can't wait to see what type of crazy she is. Cause like you can see a little bit of it, but I feel like it hasn't really come out yet.
Oh yeah, I agree.
He's so if this goes right, he's going to propose at the end, which I think is crazy. And he lands, he changes in the bathroom, and then they greet each other. Yum.
By the way, good thing he changed at the airport into a black t-shirt and dad jeans. He's really putting his best face forward to her.
He came out in those dad jeans. I'm like, is this guy for real?
It's like, do they even make those still? It's crazy.
I needed to see his sneakers because I bet they were like my dad's sneakers.
Yeah, or they're like New Balances or
yes,
yeah, something like big and chunky.
Creepy. It's like he is just so creepy looking, this guy. I don't know what it is about him.
He's like the one on the block that your parents are like, just don't go by that house.
Right. He's a Chester. Yeah, don't go anywhere near him. So he hasn't been with a woman in a few years. I know you're very surprised.
I'm shocked.
And he does not want to disappoint her. So, he brought his favorite blue pills, which that he got on the internet.
Okay, I will say, and I only have to say this because they are a sponsor of my podcast and my network, but there is, and so I won't talk about the lot here because they're not giving you money, but there is Blue Chew, which is a service online that is reputable. And like you go online, you get the prescription online, and then they send you the pills. So
Really?
I don't know if he's going that deep with it or if he's just buying crazy stuff off the dark web or not. But there is a possibility that they are legit. And I was thinking about it because he hasn't had sex in so long. So maybe he's just expecting to be like too fast.
Yeah. Like it's a preventative almost.
Yeah.
Because he never specifies if he has a problem or if he's just doing it because he feels like that's what she wants.
I mean, he
doesn't know women very well.
No, gosh.
That's the opposite of what I want.
Yes. In every way. And then also, as they like come upon each other and this baby talk happens again in real life. It hurts my skin to hear it.
First of all, when he calls her and he's like, who's my baby bonita? Who's my Latina bonita? It's like, what is this?
By the way, I wrote down literally here exactly what you just said, which is like, I understand there are some guys that like when a girl has like a babyish voice.
Sure.
And I can understand the reasons behind that. Has there ever been a woman that you've met in your life that likes when a guy speaks baby talk to her?
No, I don't think so.
It's the most like emasculating thing that you could possibly do is take away all the man about you and pretend like you're a little baby boy.
The thing is, that's creepy. That is so creepy. Yeah, once he came out the gate and he starts baby talking, I'm like, this is bad. She's not going to like this. And she loves it. All the way loves it.
And then like their kiss, which I feel like this show, and I feel like a lot of shows do this, that they like zoom in and boost the audio to make it as disgusting for the viewer as possible.
It's like two glazed donuts rubbing together. Why they do that? It's like, I hear your spit. I hear it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
So gross. And then when they're kissing and then like she pulls her head away for a second. And I think it's because she's like, I can only fake liking this for so long. Yeah. She turns her head to the side. And then when he's kissing her neck, she like bites her lip for a second. Like she likes it.
She liked it though. Yeah. Like she acted like she wanted to like jump his bones right there, which is so weird.
I don't. And she's like, I mean, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she
is. With a banging body. What's happening here?
And she's smart too. I mean, she teaches literature, right? Like
Right.
English literature.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, so you're smart. You know what you're doing. Why are you doing this?
Or it could also maybe just be that like since nobody else speaks English there, that they just believe what she says. And maybe she's not
Maybe.
smart.
I don't know. I think that she likes him because he lets her dominate him. And I guess that he's like a safe bet. Like, okay, this guy is not going to hurt me. Who the hell is he going to get with, you know? But I don't know why she's so insecure about him.
Yeah, so it definitely seems like whoever the last guy was has really done a number on her. And I feel like we've all been there. I mean, like I've been cheated on, and then that, you know, that stays with you forever. But like it stays with you how much you allow it to stay with you. And she's like letting it really like run the show.
Well, that's the thing. She's saying like, you know, as happy as you make a man, no matter like how you look or how you dress or like what you cook for them, like they're going to cheat on you. It's like, well, that's horrible to hear.
But while that may be true,
right,
a guy is going to cheat on you whether you check every single message in his phone or stalk him. No matter what, if he wants to cheat, he's going to cheat. So you can't live in fear like that.
Shannon, preach. I say this all the time. If he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat if you share a Facebook or you don't. Like he's going to cheat on you.
I think especially if you have to share Facebook, he's probably cheating on you.
I think that there's a problem if you have to share a Facebook. Yes. So they go to the hotel, but in the cab, she is making him touch her.
Yeah.
Like touch my thighs, touch my body. It feels so good. And it's like, gross. Why are you doing this? You like this.
Yeah. And she's like, I mean, look at all this that you got. See, there's a thing here because she's like, I'm so hot and like, you're not, you know? So it's like, you should really appreciate what you get to like have.
Yeah, that's true, actually, because she even says like, oh, he has no fashion sense. And it's like, why is that cool? Like, why are you cool with that? Like, you know, he doesn't have fashion sense. So why is that like a turn on for you? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. Cause then she just gets to like mold him into what she wants him to be.
Yes, exactly. And she had that hotel suite set up for him. Very nice. Her friend, what was her name? Griselle came over and helped her.
Yeah.
And they did the rose petals.
What guy cares about rose petals, flowers, and candles? Nobody.
No guy. I think that if the tables were turned, the girl would care about that. Kind of. I don't even know if I would care about that, but I think it's definitely more something a girl would like than a guy would like.
Especially like, I'm not going to have my friend come over. I would be so embarrassed of myself to have somebody else witness me doing this for a man.
My friends would make fun of me forever. Forever.
They would just burn the rose petals on the candles.
Yeah. They'd be like, since when did you turn into a loser? So the first thing they do is jump on the bed in their dirty clothes and shoes.
Of course.
And I hate them all the way for doing this. But then she asked to see his teeth also. Well, I don't know what that was about. She was like, let me see your teeth. Why?
I don't know what that was about. I feel like there's got to be, no, because he smiles all the time and they were obviously doing FaceTimes and stuff a bunch. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. She's like, let me see your teeth. Oh, my little shark. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. It was just so specific. I didn't really understand why she wanted to look at them.
Also offensive. I mean, that's not a nice thing to say.
Right. You're not. It's like, oh, you smell like an onion. Like, it's just like,
look at your jacked up teeth.
Right. Yeah. It was really weird. And then he gets her a toothbrush.
Okay. I don't mind that he got her a toothbrush, but he's like, I got you a surprise, babe. And then it has a freaking bow on it. And it's like, she's thinking, oh, it's going to be a piece of jewelry, something beautiful.
Sure.
It's like, surprise. And it's definitely a reminder that he did all of his shopping at a drugstore before
he shopped
left.
at Walgreens. Yeah. Yes.
No, it wasn't even a Walgreens though. Because remember, he was at that like mom and pop shop.
Oh, that's true. Right. He was like at Anteca, right? Like that's what they have over here. Yes.
What he really should have done was order with DoorDash. Along with the restaurants you love, you can now get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. If you're craving late night ice cream, forget that one key ingredient for dinner, or maybe you just need to stock up for the week. With DoorDash, you get everything in one app. For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter code 90dayfiance. That's 25% off, up to a $10 value, and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code 90dayfiance. Don't forget that's 90dayfiance for 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply.
But like, I don't understand. I guess like she wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. I feel like a lot of these guys, when they go to visit women in foreign countries, bring things that they think that these women don't have. Like he's like, I don't even know if they have electric toothbrushes in Panama. It's like, where do you think you're going?
He also says, I mean, it's a lot of manual labor just to have a regular toothbrush. I mean, you know how exhausting it is to brush your teeth.
It's just so exhausting. I'm working on the railroad all day long. It's so crazy.
She needs to save all that energy for all the sex we'll be having.
Yuck. Thanks
By the way,
for that.
And just one thing which she mentioned this time is that he lied about his age to her originally.
Okay. Yes. I feel like we never spoke about this before, not in the last episode.
I think, yeah, right. Yeah. Well, he said he's 44 and he's actually 51. And it's also like, is it that much of a difference? I don't know. I think it's such a stupid thing.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, it's only 6 years. So why did you have to lie? I don't know. What's the point? Like, obviously she doesn't mind that you're older because you're still older than her. Like you're still over 10 years older than her. So what does it matter either way?
Yeah. Very weird. And then one more quote that I wrote down was when she said, I hope he can handle me, which is just a way to say, I am so crazy.
I am so crazy. Other men can't handle me.
Yeah, so let me get some dope from the US and see if he can deal with it.
Right. Which I think that he will, because I think that he's also a little low key crazy also. Which
in a different
way. Becoming attractions. Yeah. So they're on the bed and she's like, let me see your phone. And he hands it to her and she's like, give me the password. And he's like, what?
She also like her crazy lit up in her eyes instantly when she heard the sound from his phone. It just like kicked in automatically.
It's so crazy. And then also her crazy kicked in when she found out that she can unlock it with his face when he's sleeping.
But not true, by the way. And I tested it just to make sure. Yeah. Your eyes have to be open.
See, I don't have an iPhone. Tracey says I'm poor. I have an Android. I don't know how that works.
So he's going to be sleeping and she's going to be like lifting his eyelids so that she can unlock.
Oh, so it's your eye.
Yeah. You have to get like your whole face, how you scan it. So if you like scan initially with your eyes open, your eyes have to be open.
Okay. Well, she wants to see if he was going to be a good boy. So I don't know. I think that they're gross, but for some reason, I think that she likes him. I don't know, because she never even brings up moving to America. So it's like, is this even about a green card?
Yeah, and I really think she's been burned in the past. She can't get over it. And like the guys that she meets won't deal with her bullshit. And so now she's just like, this guy is like, he'll do whatever I say. Wait, I don't know if he's been giving her money. I don't know if that's been said or not.
Well, in the first episode, it says that he paid for her, like, I guess like veneers and like Botox, things like that, like her injections. So I don't know, but I don't think he's paying like her rent or her bills or anything.
Oh, and we didn't mention the other gift.
Which one?
The pregnancy test.
Okay, but why is this happening? Also, does he know how pregnancy tests work? Isn't he only there for 2 weeks?
Yes. It's just like, I have 2 presents for you, a toothbrush and a pregnancy test. I mean, they literally you just met. And I know we're not expecting a tremendous social skills from this man, but I mean, hide it in your luggage for a little bit, maybe leave it there when you leave. Also, this is still like a place where people live. I'm sure pregnancy tests are available there.
Well, that's the thing. And it's like, you don't even know her. And you're like, I'm definitely dropping loads. That's it. Like, I don't care what happens here. And she's on birth control.
Yes. At least she has enough sense to like not be ready to have a baby with him immediately.
Well, that's what makes me think, like, is she after him? Like, what is she after with him? Like, it's not even like she's trying to get pregnant, like trap him. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to find out.
We're going to find out. Next, we have Caleb, who's, I don't know. I don't even know how I feel about him. He looks like and sounds like that song, The Crash Test Dummies. You know, it's like,
Yes.
this is what he sounds like when he talks. I don't know if he talks like this on purpose, but like, this is what he sounds like.
Yeah, I think I settled into I don't like him this episode.
Yeah, I think that he's like trying too hard, maybe. I don't know.
I think he's just a douche. Like,
yeah.
I think he's like, I mean, I don't understand where he is as far as like spirituality or religion, because like he says he comes from like strict Christian whatever, but then he says how sexual he is, so he's definitely like banging it out a bunch,
right? And then he's reading tarot cards,
right, which is like anti-Christian.
right? He's like kind of really all over the place. Even Tracey texted me today, she was watching and she goes, this Caleb guy is really skeevy. I'm like, no, I know, I can't figure him out, I guess. Like, why is he like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he may be one that wants to be on the show, but they've been talking for like 100 years, right?
13 years. Yeah. He's been talking to her online and they have like all this chemistry, and it's like, let's see what happens when we meet in person. So they're going to meet in Turkey.
Maybe he had to fill in the quota of the one long-haired man per season. That's why he's here.
There is always one.
Yes.
So she is living a dwarfism, and he has never been with a little person. So he needs to find out if their connection is what he thinks it's going to be. They're going to Turkey, but he goes to see his parents first because they don't know what's going on.
Oh, boy.
They are interesting.
I would love to see how this conversation would have gone if cameras weren't in the room.
Tracey,
because
I'm calling you Tracey. Shannon, I know.
Oh my God. There was so like, I feel like they must have edited out 100 M words in there because that was definitely thrown around. The way they talked about her, crazy.
Like it was just so, I don't know. They were so negative about the whole situation. It's like, as soon as they heard that she was living with dwarfism, they were like, no, thank you. She's not. Like, they were so against it.
And they focused on that more than, I mean, I guess it's something that you have to think about, but shouldn't you focus more on the fact that she lives like on the other side of the world? Like maybe that's a more important thing.
Right. All they were doing was focusing on her size instead of really anything else. And then they're like, well, what about kids? Which I get is like a question that you should ask, but they haven't even met yet.
Right.
How
and
about
also,
let them meet?
What is he, a doctor? Like he can't tell you what their kids are going to come out to be.
Of course. So he grew up very religious, dating only for marriage, and he's supposed to be a virgin before his wedding. Clearly, that's not true. He also wants to eat at his parents' house, and he makes a peanut butter sandwich. Very lame.
Also, doesn't his dad to me looks like Santa Claus in the off season?
As soon as I saw this guy, I'm like, this is a knockoff Santa Claus.
Yes.
He is, but like, he seems like special. I don't know. He's like, I don't know. Maybe he's just a jerk. There's something wrong with his dad, though.
Yeah, I don't like anybody here. I like the girl. I like Alina.
I think she's so nice.
Yes.
I don't really. He says that he's open sexually, but then he never thought about having sex with someone who's so much smaller than him. He can't kiss her and have sex with her at the same time. It's like, why do we have to talk about her like this?
Exactly. Like, I don't know. Maybe this is like my, like a female brain thinking of it. That I'm like, why are you so focused on the sex? And let's talk more about like, are we going to connect when we see each other? Not like the positions we can do.
Well, that's the thing. And then he says he hasn't seen her in the actuality of the flesh yet. What is wrong with this guy? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the way he spoke about her sexually. It's like, if that's all you're worried about, guy, stay in Arizona.
Yeah, I agree.
No, like, don't fetishize her. I don't know. I don't know if that's what's happening. But Elijah's helping Alina pack, and he's amazing.
He's the best. I love him.
I love him. They're going through clothes to see what's going to look good on her. He's like holding up things for her. I'm like, I love this guy. Everybody needs an Elijah.
I would love to have a him when I'm packing to go somewhere.
I always need help packing. I'm like, because he would make you try on all the outfits and be like, this looks whack. This looks good. He's very, very nice. He is going to hopefully teach Caleb how to like handle Alina, how to use a wheelchair, just like get her around, I guess. And when she doesn't feel well, and because Caleb knows nothing about any of this, clearly. They're saying that Caleb doesn't talk about his emotions. He's kind of closed off. He doesn't share how he feels. And it's like, oh, great. No, he sounds
That's because
good.
all he's thinking about is having sex with her.
But that's the thing. You could know this guy for 13 years and you can't tell how he feels. That's
Mhm.
kind of,
Yeah,
red
it's gonna
flag,
be
maybe.
it's gonna be a train wreck.
So Elijah has on satin avocado pajamas. And this made me realize that like I love him. He is so cute. He's in the confessional. And they're gonna go to the airport now, and they can't wait for she can't wait for Caleb to hold her in his big strong arms and his shoulders, yada yada yada. It's like, yuck.
It's sweet though. I'd rather hear her say that than him talk about not being able to reach the mouth and the downstairs at the same time.
No, you're right. You're right. It's more like, why is everybody only talking about the physical, I guess?
I mean, with them knowing each other for so long, like they must
Sure.
have like done sexy stuff,
Sent
remotely. Yeah.
pictures, right? Something. Yeah, that's true. Well, they land. She's very nervous, and she wants Caleb to see her more than just a little person, which of course, that makes sense. Her friend Maria is picking them up from the airport, and she knows Maria from the university. And she will also meet Caleb. I don't know when she's going to meet Caleb, but she'll also meet Caleb too. So her and Caleb are gonna stay in the same hotel room, but she's scared to poop with him in the room.
I get it.
Who would it be though? You don't even know this guy. And you're gonna like
Absolutely.
stay in this room with him. I would be like, I'm gonna stay with Elijah. And if I
Yes.
sleep in your room, sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah, like have the option, but then have a place to like get away and do your business.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like that's so forward. Like, what if you don't like him?
Mhm.
Gross.
Well, and I guess she could like run away with Elijah then.
I think that her asking Elijah to come or having Elijah come was actually a great idea.
Mhm.
So she's scared to poop. Maria thinks everything is strange and she can't stay because there's an 8:00 curfew. I guess because of COVID.
I think
there's
it
a
must
curfew?
be. Yeah, I think it must
Okay.
be that.
So the room turns out is on the second floor in the hotel, and there's no elevator.
This makes me so angry
Right?
because it's like this is just the clear it just like puts it in your face that this is a 28-year-old man that he doesn't live with his parents. He visited them.
He visited his parents, but you know what? He probably lives with his parents.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm going to go
Yeah.
visit them, and just walks upstairs and in
Yeah.
the other door.
Hi, mom. Hi, dad. Right. He
Yeah.
probably lives like in the basement.
Yeah. But like the fact that like he is booking the hotel and doesn't have
Yes.
the common sense to say, is this wheelchair accessible?
Right.
There's zero consideration for her. He's not anticipating her needs. It's really shitty. For me, this would have been a deal breaker, and I would have been like, let's turn right back around and go somewhere else.
See, I'm the same way. I feel like that would have been such a put off to me. Like, oh, this is who this guy is going to be. The bed is too high for me. The toilet bowl is too high for me. Like, he didn't check anything out for her.
Yeah. And she tried so much to be like, okay, but listen to me for real. Let me just explain to you how difficult things are. This is how, like, and he didn't, all he's thinking about is having sex with her. He didn't like think about any of the logistics of anything else.
No, you're absolutely right. Because it's also like, I don't even think there was a ramp because Elijah, well, I'm skipping ahead, but Elijah helps her get ready. The next day he's ironing her clothes. He's the best guy. And she's saying that she doesn't want Elijah to come into the airport, which I guess I understand that. But it's like, also, you don't know him. Do you really like, is he going to wait outside in the car? Is he going to go back to the hotel? Like, how is this going to go?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do understand. Like, she wants her like romantic meeting alone.
Yes. But still, I don't know. He's a stranger and she is vulnerable for sure.
Absolutely.
So Elijah's like, he's a little disappointed. He's like, how can I protect her really if I'm not going to be there? So they go to the airport, but Elijah like picks her up and puts her in the cab. He gets her down the stairs. Like, he's so nice. Like, what a guy. He's a very good friend. So he's basically like, I will drop kick Caleb if he hurts her, and he's gonna bring her in and whoop his ass. That's it.
I just hope that he kind of like allows Caleb to fall on his face with this, where he doesn't pick up too much of the slack so that she could see how shitty Caleb really is.
Yes, I totally agree. And I feel like being her friend and knowing that she was hurt by like that guy from South Africa, he is going to look out for her almost like too much.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know how the hell it's going to turn out for these two.
Managing money can be hard and juggling subscriptions even harder. Don't go it alone. Get Truebill. We all racked up a lot of streaming subscriptions over the last year and a half that we're not even watching anymore. Find and cancel useless subscriptions with Truebill. Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forgot about. On average, people save about $720 a year with Truebill. Because companies make subscriptions so hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions, so you don't have to. I love using Truebill. You'd be surprised how many things I subscribe to and just totally forget about. Like Jennifer B, who says, with your help, our family has saved over $587 a year on unnecessary subscriptions. I really don't understand how Truebill could help me until we decide to save money for a large home purchase. Don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at truebill.com/trash talk. Go right now, truebill.com/trash talk. It could save you thousands a year.
Next, we have Kim.
Oh boy.
It's like
Oh,
baby
boy.
girl Lisa scarred me. And you know what's weird is I don't even hate Kim. She's interesting, but I feel like she has much better vibes than baby girl Lisa did.
Yes. I feel bad. Like I feel bad for her.
Me too. Because I think she's like banking on this.
Yes. And it's like, I don't know, but don't you feel like at 50 years old, you should have a little bit of sense?
Yeah.
In
She's
life.
very naive.
Yeah.
Right. So she's flying to Tanzania today. And she's been talking to Usman for 11 months. And she was basically fangirling over him. And she assumes Tanzania will be a paradise and she could explore the food culture and scenery with the man of her dreams. And it's like, I don't know how this is going to turn out for you, girl, but dream big.
By the way, just as a side note, do you think that Lisa asked to not be named or featured at all? Because
I was wondering that.
Yeah, because like he says my ex-wife and blah, 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 but they never name her. They don't like cut to a clip of them together or anything.
All they do is show their hands holding. They don't show her face, like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think it may be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she made some racist remarks and TLC was kind of like, goodbye.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like she made racist remarks talking down to him.
Hmm.
And so I guess TLC also might have cut ties with her. I'm not really sure.
That makes sense.
So Kim is feeling very guilty of leaving her mom, the uncertainty, and what if something happens to her mom when she's not there? Like, didn't something happen to Angela's mom when she wasn't there? Right. So I get that.
I think didn't she die?
I don't remember if she died or she went into the hospital. Like something bad happened and Angela had to leave. And they're far away. That's terrifying.
Yeah. But her mom is like the sweetest thing. She's so sweet and so supportive.
Nice. Mm-hmm. She's really, really nice. But she's worried. And it's like, basically, I remember her saying like, if he's not attracted to Kim, like it'll kill her. It's like, well, that's kind of scary. So her mom is basically giving her a blessing, telling her to go. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity and just hopes there's a romantic connection between them. Kim cries.
I feel like she should hope that there isn't a romantic connection between them. That's like the best thing you could wish for.
That's funny. I didn't think about it that way.
Is that she sees him and changes her mind somehow, because there's no way this ends in a happy ending.
Okay, but here's the thing, and it's like not to jump, but you see all the coming attractions, and it's like you see she's like on set for them recording the video, and she's saying things like, "This is unacceptable," and "This food is gross," and it's like, what happened to her?
No,
like she's suddenly like a stage mom. I can't wait to see what happens.
I wonder if like they had like their first kiss or something, and that was like all the juice that she needed to just feel like completely in control.
Yeah, maybe. So this is going to be fine.
Also, but like, the funny thing is that what he loves about her, which I guess I'm sorry to jump ahead just a little bit.
No, it's okay.
But, like, when he's talking with his like business associates, and describes her as submissive being one of the words. So like, if that's what he's expecting of her and she's there barking orders, I mean, this can't end well.
Well, and I guess also because his ex-wife was far from submissive, he actually says that like baby girl Lisa like would have ruined his career. It's like, I don't know. I think you're kind of ruining it. He wants to be the next Chris Brown or Jay-Z or Michael Jackson. So I don't know about these role models. I guess that's what he thinks he wants to be, but those are not the people I would aspire to be. I'm just throwing this out there. He's King Africa. He's an international superstar.
He's already killing it.
Oh God, this guy.
Why do you think, I mean, I guess it's obvious, but like the reason why he keeps going back to these like vulnerable older American women is just to like get him here. Like, can't he come here on a tour, like book a gig here or something?
Well, that's what I was wondering. And why is it this like specific age group, like kind of low self-esteem women? Like also Usman isn't disgusting.
Right.
Why is he going just after this particular woman?
Because it's easy. I mean, like assuming
That's
it's
true.
a scam, which we can only assume
Yeah.
that, you know, because I watched Dr. Phil.
Oh, okay.
And I love they have like catfish episodes on, and it's always an older woman with like their retirement money and stuff like that. And it's always some like Nigerian guy in a call center somewhere that like gets her with his nonsense. And then, but it's not like this. So it's not like where they're ever going to actually meet in real life. It's like straight up scam. And he says that like when they're scamming and they use like broken English and text and stuff like that, that that they actually do that on purpose, because they know if they're willing in their mind to like suspend disbelief and just buy into the stuff with all of those errors, then they know they'll be able to get them for everything that they have.
No way. That's crazy.
It's disgusting.
That's terrible. I've never thought anything like that before. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So he is single now, but maybe not for long. He says Kim was a fan, but now she's something special. She's beautiful. He's not in love with her yet, though.
No, but loves everything about her.
Loves her kindness, probably loves her cash.
Yes.
He calls her his potential, and that's why he invites her. Could you imagine that's your nickname? Hey, potential. Want to go to dinner tonight?
And then also, I think it was in this episode that when she, or maybe it was the last episode, where she talks about how she's like excited to prove herself to him. It's like, as the woman in a relationship, like that's never the role that you should have. It's always like you have the power. The guy should be proving himself to you. And here she is just desperate for his approval. And she's never like, I hope I like him, you know, or I hope he proves himself to me. I hope he treats me well. It's never that. It's always, I hope I can get him to like me.
Right. I hope he likes me. I hope he's attracted to me. I hope he wants to date me, whatever it is. That's pretty sad.
It is. Yeah.
Well, his friends don't approve of her coming, which I understand. They have a bad taste in their mouth because of Rotten Toe last year. But you know, he's a celebrity. He should be moving with a younger person. So he's going to be filming a video for a song called Zara. And it turns out that Zara is a girl that he was talking to online, and he fell in love with her. But again, she can't handle his female fans. So they stopped talking.
Wait, isn't it funny how in the last episode, I feel like maybe the producers asked Kim, or her friends asked her like, oh, who is that song about? And she's like, oh, I don't know. Cause she just doesn't want anything bad.
Yes.
So she never even bothered to ask him who this is about. And chances are that their talking has overlapped. And because because Zara is actually like younger, like pretty, looks like she has herself together. And he was like, oh, you know what? I'm done trying to like be with somebody who is like similar to me. I'm just going to go back to like a vulnerable older lady that I can control.
Oh, it's so true. It's like and he's also done writing songs about women too.
Just this last one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It seems to be working for him. So it's like, let's see what he writes about Kim too. When Kim was in the car the last episode, jamming out to his music, I was like, girl, this is a lot.
It's so embarrassing. Where it's like
the secondhand embarrassment.
Yes. It's like, even if you do that, if you're like obsessed with him like that, don't show anybody. Don't let anybody else know.
Right. Just like, you don't have to do that for the camera. Like, do it in the shower.
Yes.
You don't have to tell anybody that you do this. So next up we have Memphis, who not really that likable.
Now, I have a question, because
I
have a hard time. This is not a memorable person to me.
Sure.
Is this the same person that in the first episode was doing like the shower sex thing?
That's exactly who. Yes.
Okay.
She's like, basically was like showing her naked self to him on FaceTime or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Memphis dropped her kids off to her ex-husband's house because today she is leaving for Tunisia. She's excited. She has butterflies. She can't wait to kiss those juicy lips she always sees. Yuck. And it's not yuck because he's actually very attractive.
Yes,
It's just,
yes.
I can't deal with the way she says it.
Also, and I will never understand this aspect of these relationships, but she says one of the good aspects of this is the kids are going to have a great father figure, but he doesn't speak English.
He doesn't speak English and you don't know him.
Yes, you've never exchanged a sentence with him before. You've
Right.
just seen each other naked.
That's all you do is just shower for him. You don't know anything about him. So she goes to Ingrid's house. That's her foster sister. Because Ingrid's going to drive her to the airport.
I like her a lot.
Okay. I want Ingrid to be on the show.
Yes, I
She's
agree.
so likable. Ingrid's mother was her foster mother when she was about 16 years old. And as soon as she gets there, she's like, I need to eat bacon because I can't eat it when I go there. Come on.
I think you'll be all right.
I think he'll be fine. She's like, I need 6 or 7 or 8 or 12 pieces. It's like, wow, I guess you really like bacon.
If I were about to travel across the world to meet a guy who I'm in love with, I wouldn't eat for 2 weeks. I would just
But that's
stop
what I
eating.
mean. I would be pooping my pants at this point. First of all, I wouldn't be eating, right? I would be on a fast.
Exactly.
But it's like, you're worried about eating bacon before your flight? I don't know. It's just so random. So yeah, she believes that this will benefit her children in the long run. She assumes that he's going to want to fall into the supportive stepfather role because like we never hear them talking about it. I think he's young. He seems pretty young.
Because they can't have a conversation.
Well, that's the thing, right? They can't have a conversation. So it's like, I guess, like, I don't know how they communicate by what? I don't know.
No.
So Ingrid's skeptical. She doesn't think Hamza is ready for the real Memphis. Memphis was actually also seeing her ex for moral and emotional support, but not intimate. They weren't intimate.
Also, she's like, I feel like this is like the foreshadowing of all these shows when she says, oh, if he ever found out about this, I don't know what I would do. It's like, so let me guess, at some point you are going to tell him this pointless piece of information. Because if you for real just slept over there for a couple of days, there's no reason for that to ever be mentioned in life ever again. There's no reason.
That's the thing. The thing is, yeah, remember like Rebecca when they lived in the same apartment building as her ex? And it's like, why the hell would Zayed ever need to know this?
So stupid.
Apparently they never hooked up during her little rendezvous there. She was just there for emotional support. I don't know. So they're going to the airport and she is worried that he won't be 100% attracted to her because in the past she had a relationship that they didn't connect sexually and she has very low self-esteem issues because of it. And knowing that he's attracted to her is very important.
Using BetterHelp Online Counseling would really help working on things that interfere with her happiness, such as her self-esteem. It's really good to work on things, but it's so hard sometimes because it just takes so much time to get to a therapist. But BetterHelp Online Counseling is so easy to use, and you could use it all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room or sit in traffic at all. You could start communicating in under 24 hours. This is not self-help. This is professional counseling. And there are licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, trauma, and self-esteem. Anything you share is confidential. It's convenient, professional, and affordable. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/fiance. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
So, I mean, that's kind of saying a lot here.
Yes. Also, maybe this is an ignorant statement, but would somebody with low self-esteem get into the shower on a video call? I would never do that.
You're so right.
It's crazy.
Right. I would never do this in my lifetime.
No, especially like before meeting them in real life, because you got to like get your lighting right and all this. And she just jumps.
You don't
in the
know what they're
shower.
seeing.
Exactly.
Right. And she does it with a shower cap on. That makes me laugh too. It's like, that's how I shower alone.
Yes, you do not care. It's this self-esteem is nonsense.
So she's leaving her 3 kids for a week. Leaving her kids for 3 weeks is difficult. She's always dreamt of a partner that she could trust and that will have time for her to make her happy. It's like, okay, well, I see you've been in some bad relationships, basically. But I really like Ingrid.
I do like her too. But it's sad. It's just, yeah, it's each one of these is they're just so desperate and starving for this connection that they are just like projecting onto it everything they want it to be and seeing nothing of like reality of what's really there.
Well, that's the thing. And it's like, I think that sometimes they just don't want to be alone too, but it's just so weird. Why can't you look at America? Like, I don't know why.
Yes, isn't it like the most lonely thing to be in love with somebody that you can't ever see? Like, what's their
Right.
I can't remember the girl's name, but the guy's name was John, and he lived in London, and she lived here somewhere, and then they had a baby, or she had a baby with someone else, but he claimed he's like took over to be the father.
Yes,
and then for like 3 years or something, I still don't even think that they live together. Where they see
I don't
each other,
think that they live together yet.
yeah, they see each other like once every 6 months. That seems like a miserable existence.
Yeah, it's just so weird. It's like, why would you willingly choose that? I understand if it happens on its own, but like you are choosing to be unhappy. It's very strange.
It is weird.
Well, last but not least, our very new interesting character, Mike, 34, from Thiels, New York. I don't know where that is. I'm assuming it's upstate.
Okay, so I also don't know where that is, but
yeah,
I found out before this episode aired, before this season started, rather, that the co-host of my show, Maddie, went to high school with Mike.
Stop it.
Yes. And I believe it's Rockland County is where Maddie lives. I don't completely know where Rockland County is, but
that's not that far.
Okay, so this must be close to there.
Yeah, because Rockland County, I believe, is like 2 hours from us. Like, I don't think it's that far. It's not like super far away. It's not like Syracuse.
Yeah, it may even be closer because he dropped me off after recording at the studio, like, and then went home, and it was maybe like an hour and a half. So it's, what are you looking at?
I have a mouse in my kitchen.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I just saw something out of the corner of my eye and I looked and I'm like, there's a little mouse there. That's so crazy. I don't know what's happened.
What are you going to do about it?
I don't know. When Tracey and I were recording BS one day, she had a mouse come out too while we were recording BS. This just happened. I had a mouse come out from under my stove.
Oh my God. I wouldn't even know what to do.
My dog. Well, I'm just going to, when this is over, Matt and I will go hunting, I guess.
Can you put that on like BS or something as like post-show content?
We probably can. I think I'm going to record it. Maybe I'll put it on TikTok or something. Tracey put hers on TikTok. She released her mouse to the wild. I think she named him. It was a lot.
I'm going to find that.
That was so crazy. Guys, you heard it here first. So back to Mike.
Yes.
He is an IT support tech, but he's also a volley firefighter, which I watched this with Matt last night. Matt actually took a lot of my notes, and my husband's a fireman. He was LOLing, dying, making fun of Mike forever because he was like, why is everybody standing around in their bunker gear? Why are they checking all this stuff? Like, he thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. So Mike is not outgoing. He keeps himself. He likes it just fine. He likes to build models and Legos. He likes zoning out, immersing himself in his Legos, refreshing his brain. He lives home with his dad and his grandpa, and he has 2 younger brothers. Both live with their own families. Grandpa is 94 and they take care of him. Grandpa's so cute.
Very cute. Also,
yeah,
he says that living with his dad and grandpa cramps his style. So are you saying this is the only thing holding you back from killing it? Is this one thing?
Yes, this is why you're not landing any tail, because you live with grandpa. I think girls would want to come over and hang out with grandpa.
I think so
more
too.
So he has to take care of grandpa. He has to like check his sugar, put him to sleep, all that, which, it's a lot. So he says that they're like very intrusive, almost like overprotective. They always want to know what he's doing. So he's making them breakfast. What happens here? He makes like pancake chips.
I don't remember this part.
He's making them breakfast, making them coffee. It's like his dad and his grandpa. And they're like, hey, you have to turn the pancakes because you're going to burn one side. And then you look at it, they like zoom in. First of all, he has a candle burning on the stove. I don't know why. He makes like pancake chips. I have to take a picture of this and post this because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, grandpa's going to bleed out if he eats this. Like, this is not good.
Yes, I do remember when he asked how it was and the grandpa was like, I'm not going to answer that.
Yes.
So that means that Mike thinks that they were delicious and was hurt that grandpa didn't love them.
So Mike hasn't had a relationship in 20 years. So does that mean he has not like had a girlfriend in 20 years, or he hasn't even like went on a date with a girl in 20 years? You know,
I think it's probably that. And
Me
then
too.
So I was rewatching this just now and I should have gone back to make sure. But did he also say that he was in a serious relationship for 1 year?
He was in a serious relationship for 1 year in high school, and he hasn't been in one since.
Do we believe that ever happened?
No, because he says he was in kind of a serious relationship. So I think he just had a crush on a girl in high school for a year, and then she transferred because she hated him.
And she said like hi to him one time and he's like, we're going to get married.
Yeah, we're in love. And he starts playing MASH and putting her name and everything. Yes.
Made her like a Lego house.
This poor guy. He he joined some dating apps and he wasn't meeting anyone. No, nobody in the neighborhood, basically. So he switched to Colombia, which I don't know how that comes about either. Like, what does that mean? And he meets, I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce her name. I think it's Jimena.
Yeah.
And she's 24. She lives in Colombia, and they talk about marriage and kids, but they don't speak the same language.
It's the same thing. How are these conversations happening? And then he also is like, he said that is it him talking about it? Is he like, yeah, so we're going to get married, right? And then she's like,
yeah, sure, whatever you say.
And he's like,
right, he's probably not even using like the app. So she has no idea what he's saying.
Yes.
So he's gonna leave for Colombia in a week. He's very excited to finally see her and be with her in person. And then he's at the firehouse with his brother testing tools. His brother is 5'10" and he's 5'4", and his brother also has hair. He does not.
Yeah, his brother is also like a decent looking guy.
When you see the picture, like there's a baby picture of them, you're like, oh, okay, Mike was the one that got fucked up. Like the other two looked regular, you know?
What a shame.
Very sad.
This is definitely one of those scenes that they are feeding them lines. It is the worst.
Yes. Also, his brother says, oh, I was with my girlfriend for 10 years before I even thought about marriage. That's a problem too. 10 years?
Unless they were like, because he's his younger brother. So unless that was like a high school thing that just kind of stretched, maybe.
Well, that makes more sense. His brother thinks he's crazy to be doing what he's doing. But this is also the happiest he's seen him since their mom passed away 9 years ago from stage 4 colon cancer. It's very sad.
That is sad.
So I think he just kind of went into like a dark place, I guess, and she kind of helped him get out of it. I don't know, but how long was he in this dark place? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, like how much brightness was there before his mother passed away?
Right.
Nothing was different then, I don't think.
Right. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know how much changed. So basically his brother's like, you don't even know her. I can't believe you bought a ring. Like, what are you thinking? But that Mike tends to make bad decisions and impulsive decisions. So I think we're seeing a little of that.
I would like a few examples of those bad decisions that he's made.
I want to know more about him.
Yes.
Again, the coming attraction, she talks about she can't take the smell of his farts. And it makes her not in love with him. What is this? What do they talk? Like, I need more.
Is that real? I didn't watch the coming attractions.
Yeah. On the coming attractions, she's like, your fart smells so bad. It makes me not be in love with you. It's like, well, now we see why he's been single for all these years.
Also, like maybe that is a result of like never dating and then just living with two old dudes.
Yeah.
He
you
just
have
like
no
doesn't
idea.
learn. Oh my goodness.
So he tells his brother he has trust issues, and he uses the example of like she asks him all the time, do you eat? Are you eating breakfast? Have you eaten dinner? And that's how he knows that she cares. That's all it takes.
It's very deep. Are those the only words she knows how to say?
Right. So then he's in the car with his friend John and Nelsie. They're a couple. They have a 3-year-old kid. John has lips tattooed on his neck. He seems good.
He loves the camera.
Okay. John wants to be on the show.
Yeah.
That's why they're best friends. John
Yeah.
wants to be on the show.
Yeah, they became best friends 1 month ago.
That's the thing. He says, oh, we've been friends for 20 years. I don't know if I believe that.
No, like they probably went to the same high school. So they knew of each other and then found out about this. And he's like, let's have fun together.
Right. So John's like, bro, this is real. This is real, like poppy shit. And then they go to the toy store because it turns out that she has a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old. So he wants to get gifts for the kids to bring with him to go visit her. And it's like, oh yeah, this is a lot. Like, I would like to know, are their dads involved? I mean, or their father involved? Like, how does this go?
Right. I mean, this is the right thing to do, though. Like, at least he's not shopping at like CVS before he goes.
No, that's true. I think it's actually very nice of him to be doing that. It shows that he's a pretty nice person, but he's taking on a lot too. Mm-hmm. So they go shopping, and the checkout lady, she's very interesting too. This town is a very thriving place. She has on 2 pairs of glasses.
I kept looking at it and I'm like, am I seeing this wrong? Is the mask maybe placed in such a way that it appears this way?
No, you saw it right. She
God.
had on 2 pairs of glasses and her mask. And she says that she hopes that he gets a good cup of coffee, if anything. And it's like, oh, okay. So she should probably be in a nursing home. I think she has some problems.
This just goes to show how few friends he has that they had to interview the lady checking him out.
Right, because they have nobody else to talk to. Yeah. So Nelsie's like, listen, we have to talk outside. They talk outside and they're like, are you helping her out with money? Are you giving her any money? And he's like, well, just like I'm just paying the rent and for her washing machine and for her fridge. And it's like, what?
Yeah. He's like, just temporarily, like just a little bit.
Right. And then his friend John is like, well, listen, these are all red flags. I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. The SWAT team is outside with red flags. Everybody's outside with red flags and he doesn't want to do it. And he's going to do what he wants to do, basically.
I mean, doesn't this little section here feel like it should be an episode of Catfish instead?
Yes.
I mean, that paying all this money.
But I need to see like how this goes. She is not going to be in love with him from what they show about his farting. And I think she doesn't show up to the airport. I don't know. So these coming attractions look promising.
Yeah. I saw the part where he's like looking around, not like, anticipating that she stood him up, but I didn't see that. I'm going to rewatch the end of it.
It was on the first episode.
Okay.
The coming attraction. Cause they show like coming this season. Mm-hmm. So it's like the coming attractions for the season. It's not for the next episode. So you have to look at those coming attractions. And then you'll also see this guy, this other mysterious guy that we're going to meet eventually. I can't wait to meet this other girl that has, I think he's a Korean boyfriend. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't wait.
I am excited for that one.
So, Shannon, I love doing this with you. This was so much fun.
Me too. I loved it. I tell Tracey all the time that like I watch the show and I want to talk about it, but I work with all men. So I never have anyone to talk about it with. And then like I listen to you guys talk about it and I like respond out loud. So I always love coming on the show because I could actually talk to you guys about it in real life.
Yeah. I'm so glad you were here because I never get to talk to you about this. So tell everybody where they can find you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Shannon Lee 6982 or listen to my podcast. The Thing Is. Ding. we talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts. Noelle and Tracey have both been on and told their stories. We have all sorts of interesting personalities come on, comedians, porn stars, musicians, everything. They all come on and they tell their stories about a bad date they've been in, a street fight they've been in, and an experience with the paranormal. And you can find that on iTunes, YouTube, wherever, or at gasdigitalnetwork.com.
That's so awesome. The Thing Is was very fun. So if you love Tracey and I, you want to hear more of us, go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast and you can hear over 1 million episodes of our bonus content. And you can follow me, Noelle Winters, at Noe Girl on Twitter and on Instagram. And you can also follow Tracey at Trixie Tuzini. And she is on Cameo. She'll be very happy I said that. Okay, bye.
Bye.